Look in the middle of the page, you'll find Alaska Matters, and because you matter. You really do. Have you ever heard people say, well, I hate the war, but I support the troops? Or, George W. Bush is a warmonger, but I support the troops. Or, the most recent one you're hearing is that President Barack Obama's an assassin, but I support the troops. And I'm curious about that. I'm curious about what that really means. And so my special guest today is WINN METE. Now, WINN METE is the host of, and producer of, and director, creator, CEO, CFO, and four-star general of the Alaska-wide radio program Base Alpha Kilo. She's based here in Homer, and her program goes across the state on various radio stations, including this one. We've got a lot of questions, a lot of answers we'll get from WINN today. She's a military expert, and we'll be asking her many, many questions. You'll enjoy the program, I guarantee it. Blackwater Bend Mind Bender. You'll win a free coffee card for Blackwater Bend, and all you've got to do is play along. The number to remember is 226-3933, 226-3933. Key that in right now and be the first to call. We want to send you out to Blackwater Bend to get some free coffee. Also, we'll be giving away a bottle of Trevo. I don't know how to work that. Maybe the first person that wins the Blackwater Bend trivia will also give you a free bottle of Trevo. I'm in the middle of my 30-day challenge and really, really enjoying it. And we'll have some other testimonials for you later in the month that you'll be hearing from firsthand experiences from people that are really enjoying the Trevo challenge. It's great stuff. Also, a special surprise today. We'll be giving away a couple of movie tickets. I don't know if you're aware of it, but this Thursday in Homer at the Homer Family Theater, Christmas Vacation is playing. It's Throwback Thursday. I can't wait. It's such an awesome movie. I get to see it every year anyway on TV, but now we're going to see it as God intended it on the big screen. That's right, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Homer Family Theater this Thursday. They're calling it Throwback Thursday. I've got 2 tickets here with your name on them. You'll have an opportunity to win that later in the program. So, again, just to recap, we've got WINN METE, we've got free coffee at Blackwater Bend, we've got free T-shirts, we've got free Trevo, and movie tickets. How can you go wrong with this great program? Matters of importance are Alaska Matters.
Commit this number to memory, 399-1526. When you need snow removal, snow plowing, and sanding this winter, call Richard at 399-1526. Braidwire Construction, locally owned and lifelong Alaskan operated, can take care of all your snow plowing, snow removal, and sanding needs. If you'd like, Richard will deliver sand to your residence for your use when needed. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Braidwire Construction, 399-1526.
Panoramic heights, spectacular ocean and mountain views, including volcanoes and incredible sunsets. Live outside of town, but less than 10 minutes from Homer. Affordable land for your dream home. These lots are priced to sell. Owners will finance, and so will First National Bank Alaska. Call Deborah at Bay Realty at 235-6183 for more information today. 235-6183, and enjoy the privacy and quiet life this wonderful subdivision offers. Or how about 52 acres next door? Celebrate nature. Set amid the rolling hills, peace and privacy can be yours on this 52-acre estate. Live well on this beautiful parcel. Moose, bear, and other wildlife are here to greet you. Come home to a secluded estate, away from the world, but within driving distance to everything. Urban farmers and ranchers will find this a true delight. Call Deborah Lysick at Bay Realty at 235-6183. When you need results, Bay Realty works.
Oh, no. I'm out of water. No problem. Call More and More, your locally owned water supplier. 24-hour service from your locally owned water company. Tired of working with an outside corporation? Want to support local business and get better service for less? Then put More and More to work for you. 235-8837. More and More is next door. 235-8837.
You're listening to Alaska Matters. I'm Christopher Story, your host for great adventures in the last frontier. It's a special treat today. We've got host WINN METE. She's going to be with us here. She's, of course, the creator and the host and everything else there with Base Alpha Kilo. She'll be with us in just a minute. But I thought it most appropriate today how to give away these movie tickets to see at the Homer Family Theater, how to see National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. So I thought, okay, we've got Base Alpha Kilo host WINN METE on the program, and how about name that movie? So I'm going to play a clip. This is your opportunity to call in and win these tickets if you can name the name of this movie, this famous movie starring Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson, Demi Moore, and a few other people. So I'm going to play the clip now, and you take a stab at it. Here's the number, 226-3933 here at Story Real Estate. Tiffany is standing by. 226-3933. Name this movie.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
No, you can't handle the truth, but you can handle a couple of free movies, can't you? A couple of movie passes waiting for you, 226-3933, and all you've got to do is name that tune. Name that tune. Did you hear about the company in Freeport, Maine that's offering no small potatoes for Christmas this year? That's right, Vodka Master in Fremont, Maine. Freeport, Maine is offering a free pound of potatoes for every bottle of vodka that's sold at his companies. And, of course, not to be outdone, local marijuana dealers are offering to donate a free bag of Doritos for every ounce sold. How about that? There's a tattoo parlor in Tennessee hosting what they're calling Tats for Toys Drive. That's right, when someone questions your generosity, you can simply say, "Read my ink." Without further ado, and without any more holding for WINN METE, please welcome to the program host of Base Alpha Kilo, WINN METE. Hello, WINN, and welcome to Alaska Matters.
Well, hi, Chris. It's nice to be here today.
Great to have you here. Now, WINN, I opened the program today with talking about a question that I often wonder when I hear the statement, I hate George W. Bush, I hate the president, I hate Barack Obama, but I support the troops, or I hate the fact that we're in a war, but I support the troops. WINN, how do you respond to that, and how can you explain that? Can you help me understand that?
I think I speak for pretty much everyone I know and everyone I can imagine who says the same thing. Support the troops, we hate the war. I'm saying that one of the reasons I'm so drawn to the military is, I come from generations of military background. From my grandfather, my father, I served in the National Guard. I was married to a career Coast Guardsman, and both my sons are in the military. Or I have a veteran and an active duty son. And my oldest son served in Afghanistan. And at the time he served in Afghanistan, I was a single mother. I was living by myself. I had just to a strange town. And I'm saying goodbye over the phone 2,000 miles away to my son who's getting ready to deploy to combat.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of those things where you just really begin to prioritize, why are they doing this?
Right.
And what's the greater good of it?
So it's possible, in your opinion, WINN, it's possible to both despise the conflict that we're fighting at that moment in time, but also throw your support behind the troops. You don't think that's a false dichotomy? You can understand it.
Oh, I absolutely understand it.
Okay.
I mean, I do. I mean, everybody hates this war.
Yeah.
But we've got thousands and thousands of the finest young people in this country who every day raise their hand and volunteer to go fight the enemies so that they don't take away everything we have now.
From your perspective, WINN, knowing the military the way you do, and you just talked about your great history and your familial history with military service, who would you say right now, or what demographic is volunteering or raising their hand, as you put it? Who are the people that are standing up right now, do you think, that are saying, yes, I want to join?
Well, first of all, I'm one of the few statistics that I really have nailed down is that less than 1% of the American population is currently served in the military. That's a very tiny, tiny percentage of this population. But the ones who are going in, they want to make a difference in this world. They want to be part of something that is bigger than them.
Mm-hmm.
And they are vowing to do that.
Yeah. Which I know you and I are both grateful for, and everyone listening. From the soldier's perspective, WINN, how difficult is it to serve a commander-in-chief that you don't respect? And it can be of any political stripe, but just to go into combat or to serve on a daily basis with a commander-in-chief that you don't respect, how difficult must that be?
You know, I'm sorry. I've got no pat answer for that one. I mean, you know, we all have bosses we disagree with, but we still have to do the job.
Yeah. But our bosses, and this is just me thinking out loud, our bosses don't often ask us to lay down our life. I would find that extremely difficult. But once again, they've made a commitment, and they've got a job to do. So we'll just leave it at that. I guess you're probably right. It's just one of those things. You suck it up, you do the job anyway, and move on. Let's talk about Alaska, because you do know Base Alpha Kilo, which is Base Alaska. I love the name of your program, by the way, and I like your show. I'm going to play a clip of it here in just a little bit. Really enjoy your program. But Alaska is such a unique outpost. My question, WINN, is, in your eyes, what role do we play in a post-Cold War America? How relevant is Alaska as a base?
Well, strategically, it's unquestionably the most vital state in the United States. I mean, Alaska is just the way it's strategically placed. Plus I know it's got this very difficult. It's got to do with the whole trajectory of when they launch missiles because of the location of the state. But I think that's probably getting in too far. But anyway, they've got the hugest. I mean, we've got 2 major Air Force bases, 2 major Army bases, Coast Guard, the largest Coast Guard presence in the world. We're military.
Yeah.
We are very military. We have the largest percentage of veterans per capita of any state in the Union. We've got 77,000 veterans in this country. We just deployed 35,000 troops in the entire 4th Brigade. So we are military.
Yeah. No, absolutely. We'll talk about the mission. So I mean, clearly you're saying post-Cold War or not, Alaska is relevant. Alaska is a primary player in strategically for the United States still.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's talk about your program, Base Alpha Kilo. What's the mission behind your show, and how did you come upon starting it?
Well, my mission is just to bring sort of the everyday, untold, lesser-known features of what's going on within Alaska's military troops to attention. I try to present the positive aspects of news. I try to really avoid the headlines.
Mm-hmm. You mean the known story? So you're trying to go deeper, or bring us the inside scoop, or maybe something that's less flashy or just not on the headline. You're going deeper with.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm shooting for.
What's the access like? I mean, are you finding it difficult to gain access to the players involved, or is it just the military's opening the doors and saying, yes, please, we're happy to talk to you? And
it's absolutely the second one. Okay. First, I was at 8 o'clock this morning, Chris. My phone rang, and it was the chaplain at FOB, which is a forward operating base, Bob Massengar in the Kandahar province. The Stryker Brigade is there, and we had a long conversation about how our troops over there will be celebrating the holidays this season. Mm. I've got troops calling me live from Afghanistan to tell me their stories, because they want them to get out. And I feel like I've kind of been tasked with that.
Yeah.
And I mean, when I say tasked, believe me, it's a labor of love.
Mm-hmm. Because you don't feel these stories are being told maybe anywhere in the country, let alone in Alaska.
Well, whether they're being told or not, sometimes I feel like I'm getting the only version of it out, and sometimes I know I'm just repeating what's being said elsewhere, but needs to be said here, or reminded here. And in their own voices, I think that was a key point you just made, that these putting the human side in. It isn't just a statistic. It isn't just a headline. When you hear from somebody that's literally in Afghanistan or Kandahar or
somewhere over there where we just hear these names as headlines of these locations, and then to hear somebody that's there, a human being, a boy, a son, a father, a mother, a daughter, what have you, it really humanizes it for me, and that's one of the things that I most enjoy about your program, is that I'm as patriotic as the next person, red, white, and blue all the way through, but I don't know that I would go search out this kind of information were it not for your program.
Well, thank you, and I get a lot of not just cooperation. I get the longer my show plays, the more it gets known. Mm-hmm. The more I find. Instead of me having to go out and search the stories, they're coming to me. You're becoming a magnet and attracting the stories. That's really neat. And we'll hear one of those stories, and we'll talk further with WINN METE. We're talking to WINN METE about Base Alpha Kilo, her Alaska-wide radio program that's based out of Homer, of all places, which is fantastic. And you'll have an opportunity to win a coffee card in just a moment to Blackwater Bend. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back. A lot more to come right here on Alaska Matters.
Now that it's colder and darkness has taken over, it's easy to let it get you down. But one thing that really perks me up, how more and more people are lighting up their houses for the holidays, thanks to Christmas Decor by Dutch Boy Landscaping. Dutch Boy makes turning your home or business into a cheery piece of the winter puzzle, minus the hassle of having to find a good spot to base a ladder on ice, battle the elements, or scale that roof. It makes a lot of sense to rely on expert decorators trained in safety and proper installation methods. Christmas Decor offers customized lighting displays, garlands, wreaths, and bows. They can design the display, install it, maintain it. They even take down and clean up when the season's over. So if you've been dreading hauling out boxes and boxes of holiday decorations and the threat to life and limb it entails, maybe it's your year to leave it to Christmas Decor by Dutch Boy Landscaping. Find out more about brightening up your place with professional holiday decorating. Contact Danny at 235-7140. 235-7140. Christmas Decor by Dutch Boy. Call now.
Hi folks, Jackie Ray here for the Caribou Family Restaurant. The Caribou Family Restaurant wants you to remember how happy you were at Thanksgiving, past Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day, Valentine's Day, how happy you were with the service, how happy you were with the highest quantity of food, more than you can eat every day at the Caribou Family Restaurant, how happy you were with the quality of food, how happy you were with the prices for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. In fact, the Caribou Family Restaurant wants you to remember each and every time you hear or see the word happy, how happy you were with sumptuous prime rib on Friday and Saturday nights, breakfast any time of the day or night. So if you want to be happy again, stop by the Caribou Family Restaurant and be happy every day from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Lake Street and Pioneer Drive in downtown Homer. Check it out. Be happy every day at the Caribou Family Restaurant, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. See you here, 235-5148. Orders to go.
For Radio Realty, I'm Chris Story. There's good housing news all across the country and right here in Alaska. Interest rates are at record lows, inventory shrinking, and sales are up. The bases are loaded, and we're at the bottom of the ninth. No idea what that means, but seriously, if you're thinking about investing in real estate, now's the time. Join me every Wednesday at 12:30 on KPEN 102 FM and online at radiorealty.us. You really can make $1 million in your own backyard. Welcome back to Alaska Matters. Thank you for being here with me today. I'm Christopher Story. We're talking with WINN METE, my guest today. She is the producer, director, and creator of Base Alpha Kilo. It's a program you can hear on this station, KGTL. You can also hear it on KPEN during News Scan at 7 a.m., noon, and 5 o'clock, and then on the weekends, 8 and noon. Great program, Base Alpha Kilo. We'll talk with WINN further in just a moment, and I'm going to ask her as well how you can get involved. If you like the program, if you like what you're hearing, how can you get involved in the program? More with WINN in a moment. Blackwater Bend Mind Bender. You know Blackwater Bend is your official coffee shop located halfway between Homer and Anchor Point. But that's all they do halfway. This is your full-service coffee shop. Make Blackwater Bend your one-stop coffee shop. I had a peppermint mocha the other day, which Tiffany's hearing this for the first time. It was incredible. Incredible. A peppermint mocha, try it. Maybe even refer to it as a man mocha. I don't know. something masculine for you guys out there that are embarrassed to order. Why would you be embarrassed to order a peppermint mocha? Really? I mean, Peppermint Patty was a tough guy on the Snoopy show, right? On right. Tiffany's responding to my peppermint mocha, but honey, it was a half calf. Charlie Brown, thank you. Yes, Peppermint Patty, one of my favorite guys on Charlie Brown. Also, if you're in a hurry but need some food on the road, some road food, try a cinnamon roll at Blackwater Bend or one of those ham and cheese croissants. Lip smacking good. That's all I can say. It hits the spot every time. I love heading out of town because Blackwater Bend, I never leave Homer without it. Trademark, copywritten, stamp. Okay, here's your question, and you can go to Blackwater Bend for free. Ready? A Connecticut bus driver is being investigated for telling a third-grade girl what? I can't even believe this. This is true. You cannot make this up. A bus driver in Connecticut told a young lady one of the three, possibly two, of the following things, okay? One of these three things. A, that there's no Santa Claus. B, Jesus was not born on Christmas. Or C, her hair looked funny. There's an investigation ongoing right now after parents complained. Ready? This is your time to tell Tiffany whether you know the right answer or not. 226-3933. I want to send two of you out to Blackwater Bend for free coffee cards. 226-3933. What did the Connecticut bus driver say to a little girl that just made her cry? There's no Santa, and Jesus wasn't born on Christmas, or her hair looked funny. Call now. 226-3933, 226-3933. Tiffany will tell you whether or not you're a winner. Okay, we're back with WINN METE. WINN METE is the host, creator, CEO, CFO, and four-star general of Base Alpha Kilo. Welcome back to the program, WINN.
Oh, thank you.
You like that four-star general thing? I mean, you've just kind of been promoted right here on Alaska Matters.
Yes, thank you for that promotion, sir.
Hey, quick question. Do you know, do we have generals in Alaska? Do we have any generals involved in our bases? That sounds like a silly question, but that's how little I know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So do we have like a four-star general or somebody that is sort of national note?
Well, there's, oh God, you're going to make me sad if I have to come up with these names off the top of my head.
That's okay. Maybe they haven't testified in front of Congress lately. That's okay.
Well, Major General Katkus is the general in charge of the Alaska National Guard. The general who used Norton Schwartz, who used Norty, as he likes to be called.
Of course, Norty
was in charge of the Alaska Air Force, and now he's in charge of he's the Air Force General for the entire United States.
Oh wow!
So yeah.
Is Alaska one of those outposts? I know with the Coast Guard, some people are really thrilled to be stationed here in Alaska, and maybe Hawaii was their first choice, and Alaska being the second. In many cases, I believe Alaska is the first choice. Do you find the people you're talking to and the people at these different bases and so forth are thrilled and just glad to be here at the Alaskan outpost?
Well, let me just give you my own quick version of this. Yeah. I had never been west of the Rockies when my former husband was offered the choice of either going to New Bedford, Connecticut, or Kodiak. And my entire life, I had always wanted to see the West, and I'd always had this sort of fascination ever since I read Robert Service as a kid of Alaska. So when he graduated physician assistant school, they said, okay, which of these two places do you want to go to? And I was screaming in the background, Alaska, Alaska, Alaska.
Yeah.
And
well, good.
We've been here, he still lives in Kodiak. He's been here since '96. I'm sorry, I turned traitor for and left for a couple of years. But I came back.
You're back. That happens. I think a lot of people come up here. Well, my father's a good example. He was from Florida, and he was in the Air Force, was transferred to Eielson, and not Eielson, excuse me. They're in Anchorage. I'm thinking of it. It's the Air Force Base in Anchorage.
Sure.
Thank you. And that was in 1969, and he's still here. So I think that I answered my own question.
Yeah, and you will find that all over.
Yeah. Here's an interesting question. First of all, I want to give people a little bit of help here because apparently there's some trouble answering the question for Blackwater Bend. A couple of wrong answers so far. 226-3933. I'll give you a hint. It's Christmas related. All right. What did the bus driver tell a third grader Was it that there's no Santa Claus, or Jesus wasn't born on Christmas, or her hair looks funny? The hint for today is possibly 2 of the 3, and it's Christmas related. So there's your hint. You can now call back with enthusiasm and get that right. 226-3933, 226-3933. We want to send you to Blackwater Bend for free. Come get a coffee card right now, 226-3933. Win, I've got a radical idea. And the idea is, it's floating around in my head as I see a lot of people with sort of aimless, maybe you'd call them, that they're, wandering generalities, and they get out of high school and they just don't know what to do with their lives, or don't have discipline, don't have any aim. They're directionless, and they're causing mischief and mayhem, and years from now, or years from the time that they graduate or turn 18, they get their lives together. What if, this is a radical idea, but what would you think if that when a boy turns, or a girl turns 18, or graduates from high school, whichever comes last, in my case, high school is the best 7 years of my life. I'm just kidding. Thank you for laughing. What if it was required that they join some form or branch of the military? For example, the Air Guard, or the National Guard, or something.
Okay, let me take over.
Please, go ahead. Wow. I feel like I'm on Base Alpha Kilo. Go ahead, Win.
Okay, first of all, I'm old enough.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Shut up. When I went into high school, when I was in high school, the Vietnam War was still going on, and that's as close as I'm going to get to my age.
Okay.
But I knew so many kids, so many guys I went to high school with that just gave me the option. You will either go to jail, or you will join the service.
Mm-hmm.
You certainly don't find that now. I mean, they investigate, your background is investigated.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, and you have to have an education and a clean background to get in the service now, whereas years ago they were like plucking them out of jail.
Well, it's just an interesting thought. I mean, like, for example, it's done in Israel, and I don't know that compulsory service would be the right answer, but to me, I'm looking around and I'm thinking, wow, I could have used some direction at that age. I could have used the discipline and some of the life training that you get in the service, and you really learn something about your own country that you might otherwise not know. But of course, maybe we could just roll that back a step, Win, and just continue with the mission of Base Alpha Kilo, and people will be inspired to simply raise their hand and be one of that demographic that you described that's joining right now, standing up and defending their country. With that said, where do you see Base Alpha Kilo going? Because right now you're statewide. You've got stations all around Alaska, including the 2 that I mentioned here, KGTL and KPEN. How far do you see this going? And if people really are inspired by your program, how can they get involved? How can they get more information, or possibly even raise their hand and say, you know what, I would like to sponsor your program and get involved that way?
Okay, well, first of all, I'm not nearly as statewide as I would like to be. I've been put ever since my show started taking off when it was launched last spring. I still have yet to be able to get a station in Anchorage, Fairbanks, or Juneau to air the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm, and probably about 80% of my 70%. I don't know. I'm not good at statistics. A lot of my shows come out of Anchorage, and the first thing, or Fairbanks, and the first thing people want to know is, how can I hear this? I'm like,
right.
well, I'm going to have to send you a sound file because it's not aired where you live.
So basically, where you see the program going, you'd really like to break into those larger markets in Anchorage and Fairbanks. What if, give us some contact information. What if somebody's listening right now and they go, hey, I know somebody, or my company would like to get involved. How would they get in touch with you directly?
Okay, well, the email is always the best way, I feel. It's just my name, WINN METE, WINNNMETE, at yahoo.com. And,
okay. That's WINN METE. Now, by the way, if anybody was confused as to the spelling of that prior to that, I have a new name for you. Military name would be Victory Meatloaf. See, like win as in victory, meat as in meaty, meatloaf. So, anyway, it's just how I remember it, WINN. So, Victory Meatloaf here. No, that's great. So, WINN METE at yahoo.com. get in touch with WINN if you like the program, you support the program, you've got perhaps some contacts for her to help her expand the footprint of this great show. I truly put you in the category WINN of one great American, one great Alaskan, and applaud you for what you're doing with your program. I really enjoy it, and I can't wait for the news scan portion when I get to hear you and hear from people all over the world.
Well, thank you so much, Chris. I deeply appreciate this opportunity to talk about my show.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Great job, and bravo. I really hope that it does expand well beyond Alaskan borders. You never know. I mean, I could see Base Alpha America. When I first got in touch with WINN, I called it Base Alpha Awesome. Base Alpha Awesome. Here's the Blackwater Bend mind vendor answer. That's right. A bus driver in Connecticut told a young girl, 3rd grade, there's no Santa Claus and Jesus wasn't born on Christmas. They're investigating it right now. I want to congratulate Ashley and Peter. Peter, you are our honorary winner today as well. You're a winner, and sorry we didn't get a chance to talk with you, Peter, but perhaps next week. Also want to thank Coletta and Tammy for being the winners of our movie tickets. They're down here waiting for you at the corner of West Hill and the Sterling Highway. Again, don't miss Base Alpha Kilo on this very station during News Scan and on KPEN. So no matter where you are, we are. I want to thank you for listening to the program. Dave, thank you. And next week, we'll see you right here on Alaska Matters.
Great listening. 620 AM. AGTL. Homer.